Yo, 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
Charlamagne the guy.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday. How y'all feel out there? I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. Happy to be here. Another day to serve our beautiful listeners. What's happening?
Good morning.
Hi.
It's a Tuesday. How you feeling, Jess? What's going on?
I feel good. I feel great. Yo, I like my little Nairobi style or Nairobi style.
Nairobi style, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, somebody called me that in a restaurant last night. It was like, you look like Nairobi. And I was like, who's it? It's like, no, I just seen it on a black hair product bottle. I was like, oh, all right. So how I look like Nairobi? I think they were trying to be funny, but then I questioned more into it. But I like it. I like it.
Okay, you like it. We love it.
It's given.
It's given.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What up, Shala?
How are you, man?
Everything is great.
I feel good. Today is May 20th, which means it is the release date for Don Staley's new book, Uncommon Favor.
Oh, drop a bomb for Don Staley.
That's right, man. Salute to the icon living Don Staley. Her new book, Uncommon Favor, is out right now. Make sure you go get that wherever you buy books, goddammit.
That's right. And today on the show, we got a lot of people joining us this morning.
Lord, have mercy.
We have Chuck D from the legendary group Public Enemy.
I don't like how you just said that. We're just like, that's just regular. Okay, that's
We
an
had to hit a
icon
backflip.
living. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for people like Chuck D.
Oh, come on.
That's
Who
a
is
fact.
we wouldn't be here?
You
oh,
either. You neither.
What did he do?
Everything got
Because I mean,
a
because of God. Thank you.
Well, that's on you.
Like I
Chuck
said,
D,
Chuck D from the legendary
from
group
the
Public
legendary
Enemy.
Public Enemy icon living will be here, and he will be here with the first rapper to ever go gold. So let me tell you something. If rappers didn't sell no records, they wouldn't have built things like hip hop radio stations, and your ass wouldn't be
Oh,
here.
you mean like for this job? People say because God is the reason why I'm here. Don't play with me.
Talk that talk.
Yes.
Thank
But
you.
Curtis
Okay.
Blow will be joining us as well.
That's
Absolutely.
what's up. Yes.
Y'all could have clues bombs for Kurtis Blow.
I know Curtis Blow.
You know
yo.
Curtis Blow?
I did.
Sing a Curtis Blow song.
Yo, come on. It's
Come on,
not.
come on, sing one,
It's not.
sing
My
one.
memory's not jogged right now. Y'all started.
We're
Never finished
playing
it.
basketball.
I thought that was Bow Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, she probably know We Are the Breaks, but it don't matter.
Oh yeah. I do know We Are the Breaks, but no, Bow Wow did sample
Bow Wow
that.
did it over. He
for
did it
like
over.
Mike. Okay, my bad.
I know the Bow Wow version is funny.
The beauty of life is what you don't know, you can learn.
That's right.
Period.
And that's why Chuck D and Curtis Blow are here this morning.
That's
You're
right.
right, you're
Yes.
right.
And Chuck D also has a new project out, and we'll talk to him all about it. It's called Radio Armageddon. We'll talk to him about that. And then Ras Baraka will be joining us, the mayor of Newark.
I thought it was Ross.
I thought so too. Then I heard him on the
It's
news
Ras.
yesterday, and he said Ras.
Was it a white person that said it?
No, it was himself.
Him.
Oh, okay.
It was himself.
All right.
I've been calling him Ross all this.
I've been calling him Mayor Ras Baraka my whole life.
all this time.
Damn, who
He's
knew?
never corrected me. Yesterday I heard him on the news. He said he was talking about himself. He said Ras. I said Ras.
He correcting white people. He don't correct us, but he correcting white people.
My bad, brother Ross. Ras. All right.
Brother,
well,
Mayor, how about Mayor Baraka?
Mayor
Yeah,
Baraka
there you
will be
go.
joining us this morning. That's right. Of course, he's running for governor of New Jersey. He recently got arrested, so he'll break all that down, what happened, because they recently dropped those charges. All right, well, let's get the show cracking. We got front page news. Morgan will be joining us next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, the Western Conference Final starts today. Minnesota Timberwolves taking on Oklahoma City at 8:30 tonight. And congratulations in the NFL to Shedeur Sanders. He signed a 4-year, $4.6 million contract with the Browns.
So
So
what you should do. All you need is an opportunity,
Congratulations.
man. It don't matter where you start. All you need is an opportunity.
that's right. What's up, Morgan?
Hey y'all, hey, so good morning. How y'all feeling? Good on this
Blessed,
Tuesday?
black, and highly favored.
Love to hear it. All right, first up on front page, President Trump is speaking publicly for the first time after former President Biden's cancer diagnosis was announced. Yesterday, he told reporters he was surprised at the delay in the public finding out, referring to Biden's stage 4 cancer as stage 9. And then he went on to say that he took part in a complete physical and cognitive test recently, saying he aced them. Let's hear from President Trump.
I'm surprised that it wasn't, the public wasn't notified a long time ago, because to get to stage 9, that's a long time. I did a very complete physical, including cognitive tests. I'm proud to announce I aced it. I got them all right. I think, frankly, anybody running for president should take a cognitive test.
Yeah, so just so people know that cancer only reaches about stage 4 before it.
Yeah,
stage
stage 4. There is no stage 9. I was listening to a doctor who was on Morning Joe yesterday, and he said either they didn't test President Biden or they covered it up.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong about that. You know?
No, that ain't me now. I'm quoting what the doctor from Morning Joe.
And they said they was talking about his Gleason score was a level 9, which means it's very aggressive. His Gleason score, but there is no stage 9 cancer.
No, yes. Okay, so Biden, he addressed his cancer diagnosis in a post on X yesterday saying cancer touches all of us. Of course, it's been 10 years since Biden lost his son, Beau, to brain cancer. He went on to say in the post that his first since the news broke on Sunday that, like many of you, Jill and him, he learned that they were the strongest in the broken places. So the former president ended by thanking everyone for their well wishes and for lifting his family up with love and support. In other presidential type news, Trump is saying direct peace talks between Russia and Ukraine will start immediately. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said his call with Russian President Vladimir Putin about the war with Ukraine went very well. Now, the two leaders spoke for almost 2 hours on Monday, and Trump suggested the ceasefire talks take place at the Vatican. Meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance is questioning whether Russian President Vladimir Putin has an exit strategy for the war in Ukraine. Let's take a listen to J.D. Vance's comments.
Look, I think one open question is Vladimir Putin serious about negotiating peace, right? He has made some concessions. He has taken some serious steps in these conversations, but we feel like, we're at a point where we're hitting an impasse, and that's why the president is talking to him on the phone. I think, honestly, that President Putin, he doesn't quite know how to get out of the war.
So the Trump administration has recently expressed frustrations with both parties after they failed to reach a consensus on a 30-day ceasefire proposal. So to be clear, it's only talks about a ceasefire that's happening immediately, not so much the ceasefire itself. So I'll keep you guys posted on those talks. And today, President Trump will attend a House Republican conference meeting as lawmakers work to pass what he calls his big, beautiful bill. As previously reported, the bill cleared the GOP-led Budget Committee in the House on Sunday. Trump is expected to make a proposal pitch to the legislation at the meeting today. It includes a major spending increase for immigration enforcement and the military, and of course extensions to Trump's 2017 tax cuts and cuts to Medicaid, SNAP, and clean energy funding. Now, GOP lawmakers are looking at changes that could make House passage more difficult this week. I'm sure some of those cuts to programs like Medicaid and SNAP are going to be a little bit of a challenge for those House Republicans, but we will see. I'm actually going to head out to the Capitol Hill after we get off air today and see if I can meet the president there as he arrives. So I will keep you guys posted tomorrow as to what all takes place on Capitol Hill today as a result of Trump's meeting. So what do you guys think about what's happening with this so-called big, beautiful bill?
You got to wait and see if it gets passed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is true. All right, y'all. You're like, all right, y'all.
I was thinking, I'm interested in, the Biden stuff because, Jake Tapper's book, Original Sin, comes out today, which I'm looking forward to reading. And, this book talks about his inner circle and how his inner circle kept his mental decline and health diagnosis from others. So I think they announced, President Biden's prostate diagnosis to get in front of that book.
Some of the other stuff that's coming out.
And whatever may be in that book. And I'm looking forward to reading it because I want to see if people like Jake Tapper, hold themselves and their networks like CNN accountable for how much they didn't report on. Because they're all complicit in not calling a thing in regards to President Biden.
Regarding his health, you mean? Regarding his health?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Well, stage 4, you're not wrong about that. To find out about stage 4 at this point, somebody didn't say something before, so there's that. But that's your front page news for 6 a.m. At 7 a.m. we're going to tap into what's going on in New Jersey and, of course, Louisiana with the escapee inmates. So we'll get into that later.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051 if you need to vent. Phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest. Keep calling. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Envy.
What's up, Trav?
Hey, Envy.
Yes,
brakes on the plane and brakes on the car. Brakes that'll make you a superstar. Okay. These are the brakes.
Hey.
Break them up, break them up, break them up, break down.
Break down the cheeks. Make them leak.
What?
What you
That
say?
was not.
Charlamagne's version was not. So if you're just joining us, yes, Kurtis Below and Chuck D will be joining us this morning. So
Yes, my father used to bump that song all the time when I was a kid, man. Drop one of Cool's bombs for Kurtis Blow, brother.
that's right. He'll be joining us. What up, though, Trav?
But what's up, Jess? What's up, Charlamagne? How are y'all?
Hey,
Hey,
baby.
sis, how you?
I'm doing good. I'm calling to talk about, there's a discourse going on right now about DL rappers, right? And I saw this tweet that said, I just want to let y'all know all y'all favorite rappers is gay. And I'm calling to say, not Cole, bitch. Not J. Cole, maybe y'all favorite rappers.
First of
Not
all, you don't know what goes on in people's bedroom. Leave people alone, okay? It ain't none of your business,
I'm not gonna lie.
regardless.
Your favorite rapper Jeezy, right?
One of them. He's one of my
right.
all-time
He
favorites.
might be a bottom, but not Cole, baby. But not Cole.
Wow.
This is
Bye, y'all.
First of all,
Patrick.
it's trap or die, not crack or die. Okay?
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Coming from the person talking about break down your cheeks and make them leak. Like what? Stupid.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning. My name is Tiana. I'm calling from Pittsburgh. How are y'all?
What up, Tiana from Pittsburgh?
Hey, so, okay, I'm calling in to check in on my girl, Jess. Jess, first of all, you're so beautiful.
Thank you.
You came to Pittsburgh, you were dressed down like a boy. I'm like, damn, how she look good like a man? Am I gay?
I should look good like a man.
Jesus.
Yeah,
What?
I told you, you know how I dress. Like I probably wore something like I got on today. I got on a sweatsuit. You know, that's not man's clothing.
Nope.
I Tom girly, I would say.
When I put two and two together, I think you were pregnant, though, so I get it.
Damn, so I look like a pregnant nigga. Like how you
Jesus.
going?
You weren't pregnant, but you were
Very
dressed
progressive.
down, so-
Very progressive of you.
Yes.
Very progressive.
But
Okay.
but back to what I'm calling up. Our man Chris is locked up, and I want to check in on you.
Girl, I know. You just reminded me and depressed me real quick again.
She said Chris is locked up.
Yes,
Chris Brown.
Not,
Oh,
Brown.
what the hell? I'm like, they got him. I'm like, I got
Don't
him.
play with me. Don't even go there, cause no.
Oh, my goodness.
What?
No, Chris Brown is locked up, and girl, he gonna be in there for over a month, girl. So I think he gotta miss like some shows.
I know, and the crazy part is, my husband mentioned it. He has security, so these things that he's doing, that's what he's paid security for. So why is he knocking people upside?
Exactly. And why didn't nobody tell him? Because I don't think he would have went over there if he knew he had an open warrant and that they was going to catch his ass. They should have. His team wasn't on their job. His lawyers, his team, whoever.
I think y'all should go get him.
Oh no! Because I probably wanted over there too. So no, I'm not.
Also, we don't know if he hit somebody with a bottle, allegedly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Allegedly.
saying. So,
Allegedly. Okay, well, I'll keep you in my thoughts.
but I will be back. I'm coming to Homestead, PA. I'm coming next month. So get your tickets. That'll be how far is Homestead from Pittsburgh? I think it's right there.
It's not far. So where you were at, that's actually right there in Homestead. So that's
Okay.
Homestead.
All right,
So,
well,
all
good.
right,
That's where I'm
okay.
coming back to. So tell everybody I'm coming to the town.
I will. And Charlamagne, I love your books.
Thank you.
I repeat reading them all the time. DJ Envy, I love your family.
Thank you.
If your son is single, my daughter just finished her first semester at Ohio State. She's single as well. So just let me know.
Nice. Okay.
By the way, there's nothing wrong with that. That's how, like my seeds marry his seeds, grow with his seeds. That's how you keep.
Yes.
Are you Dominican?
No.
Oh, okay.
Neither am I. I'm black as well.
How you feel about interracial relationships?
I'm black as well. Thank
No.
you, mama.
All right. Y'all have a blessed day.
Just making sure.
Hey, yo. He'll say they got him.
That's what I thought. I was like, what? When the hell Chris get locked
No,
up?
but
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Ray!
Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now. He'll tell you what it is.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is James calling from Detroit.
What up, Doe? Get it off your chest.
Good morning, Breakfast Club. Good morning. I just want to, first of all, wish my beautiful sister Carmen Taylor a happy birthday. Second of all, I want to wish my beautiful aunt, Annette Jones, happy birthday. And last but not least, I want to wish my beautiful, amazing, sexy wife a happy birthday today. I love you, baby. We're going to have a great day today.
Sound like you got a lot of
Everybody
gifts to
give
buy,
her-
brother. Sound like you got a lot of gifts to buy.
Man, listen. And I want to give her a little shout out, everybody give her some love on Cash App, $JTJR73.
No, we ain't helping you out today.
Yo,
Okay,
yo.
you got to handle your handle, brother. Okay.
I appreciate y'all, man. Have a great day.
All right.
You too now, brother.
All right.
I don't think you shouldn't have nobody contribute to your woman's birthday because we ain't getting none of the birthday sex later.
Facts. Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's up, baby? What's up, Charlamagne? How you doing, Jess?
Peace,
What's up,
King.
baby?
Hey, this boy X, man. I'm just getting off from work. I love listening to you guys. I'm calling out 803.
Hey, Metro, what's happening?
What's up, man? Manning, South Carolina. Hey, one more thing, guys. I want to ask you guys. You guys follow me on Instagram _The Miller Experience and also on YouTube, The Miller Experience. I know you ain't gonna do it, but I'm just asking.
Somebody will. What's
Yeah.
on there though? I mean, what you got on there?
Man, I got a podcast, man. The Miller Experience.
Okay. Well, salute to the Miller Experience.
Hey, but I work for South Carolina Highway Patrol. We love you guys, man.
Hey, you need to go out
safe
there and
out
get
there.
Don Staley's new book today, man. Uncommon Favor. You already know.
You already know, bro. I'm on that.
Absolutely.
Be safe out there, brother.
All right, man. Peace.
Hello, who's this?
Hello, good morning. This is Envy, Charlamagne the God, and Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
Arce.
Oh, is this the dude that be singing on Instagram? He go 1, 2, 3.
No,
4, 5.
that's not him.
There you go again, Charlamagne. Nah, this time.
What you mean?
But you do want to sing for us, it says.
Last time I called, I told you guys I have a new album coming out. Whenever you guys have time, please check me out.
What's the
My album is called From Karma to the World.
From Karma to
the
the
World. I want to
World?
sing for you today's name is Therapy. So here we go. I usually don't do this. But I just want to spread this love. I just want to say, yeah, we only got one life. So live it on, tomorrow is not.
Hey.
Promise for anybody, tomorrow is not promise. I'm on my best behavior when I'm alone with you. Oh, you induce my body, you're my therapy. We can talk about anything. Yes, sir. My name is Kello, the
Killing it.
Oh, you
Killing
sound
it.
like
Yo, DJ Envy, you're a DJ.
he sound like Tim's and Jeremiah.
Put together?
Yeah, put together. I
Move your
like
body
it.
like a snake charmer.
He's stupid.
What's the name of the album again?
Oh, I don't know.
From Karma to the World.
Yeah, from Karma to the World.
Oh,
From
Congo.
Congo to the World.
I'm ordering that right now.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. We got the latest with Loren coming up.
We do. Dawn Richard took the stand yesterday, and it was a fumble.
She was in and out. That was quick.
Oh, yeah, because they got her in and out. They got the defense got her up out of there, and I don't think that it played well for the prosecution. This is just my opinion. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, and y'all can let me know how y'all feel. But also too, remember I told y'all about the freak off room?
Yes.
There's some photos.
The freak off room?
I'm gonna be. Jess, you jumped. You want to go
some
so
photos
bad
of the free.
Yeah.
I do not want to go to participate.
Yeah, so they've been releasing on some of the evidence that they use in court. So since this was entered in as evidence, they have photos of the freak off room, some of the escorts, and also some of the communications that I've been telling you guys about, like the text messages and stuff that I'm gonna let y'all see.
Okay, we'll get to that when we come back. Now, the escorts, there was no style, no shape, no reason. They was all over the place. It was like a bag of Skittles.
It was very diverse.
You seen the photos?
You ain't seen them yet?
No, I ain't seen them yet.
I'll show you. We'll get into it when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Lauren becoming a straight fast.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Lauren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On The Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
So yesterday in court with Diddy, Dawn Richard took the stand and was actually able to be on the stand for a bit longer than she was the Friday prior, even though it wasn't super long. So when she took the stand, they began, the prosecution just let her, run down the list of, different incidences that she witnessed when it came to Diddy. One of the things that she talked about was an alleged incident in a LA home where Diddy attempted or hit allegedly Cassie with a frying pan because Cassie was taking too long to fry some eggs. There was another incident that she talked about where she said she saw Diddy hit Cassie in the face allegedly when they were here in New York about to go to this festival in Central Park. Another incident she talked about was an incident in LA inside of a restaurant. She says that she alleged there was a ton of employees of Diddy's and different celebrities, including Usher and a bunch of other people. And she alleges that in that event, Diddy and Cassie got to arguing and he hit her her, and then they left after that. So now these 3 incidents, she's going down, like, here's everything that happened. She also kind of went back into the whole the frying pan incident when the next day he came in and said, basically, you can't say nothing about this because people go missing. So she's detailing all these things, and she's talking about, how even for herself and for Kalina Harper, who was her other Dirty Money band member, they were scared because he had threatened to do something to them, and she said that she'd seen all these acts of physical violence, so she basically knew to stay in her place, even though she said they used to come to Cassie and be like, Cassie, you should leave him. And she said that, they just had to silently sit back and support her because Cassie wasn't ready. Now, that was the prosecution side. When the defense got up there, which is Diddy's team, they tore that testimony to shreds. They poked a lot of holes in it. When it came to the frying pan incident, they talked about the fact that's why I said attempted or actually did, allegedly, because according to what they're saying, she said one thing in her interview with prosecutors about whether he actually hit her or not, and then she said another thing on the stand. And according to what they're saying, she said her story went from him actually allegedly hitting Cassie with this frying pan to him attempting to hit, and her Dawn just hearing the frying pan hit the wall because she was upstairs or downstairs in this LA home. They also poked holes in the fact that she did not tell the prosecutors, who's the government, that threat that happened a day after, allegedly, until about a week or two. This is what the defense claims, about a week or two before trial. And they're like, if you were in fear for your life, if you thought that they clarified, what did you think he was going to do to you? She said, I thought he was going to kill us. And they're like, if that was the truth, why did you wait? You met with the government at least 3 to 4 times before they actually found out that. Why did you wait so long? Like, they were just poking, man.
That's the defense's job, though.
It is their job, but I think some of this stuff was so blatant that it's like, again, this is the same issue I had when it came to the prosecutors with Cassie. I didn't understand why they allowed these star witnesses to be so open out here with all these changes and this information presented only one way. But the prosecution did come back in and they tried to redirect it. They filled in, they tried to fill in a lot of the bubbles. So there was one time where Dawn talked about the incident in LA, and she had answered the prosecution. I'm sorry, she answered the prosecution when they asked her who was there, but they asked her what employees were there, so she named employees. Then the defense came in and said, well, why didn't you mention the celebrities that you mentioned prior to, trying to trip her up? But then the prosecution came back in and said, well, we only asked you about the employees, so please restate, and then she talked a lot about the fact that these things were so long ago. She's remembering more things as they go, but it did get to a point on the stand where Dawn had to say, yes, my story is changing, and it's because it was so long ago. And they were pointing out that they also brought up her civil lawsuit. There was a really huge misquote in her civil lawsuit that she had to admit to on the stand. She had said that in her civil lawsuit that she saw Diddy drag Cassie through a patch of grass by her hair, allegedly. And the prosecutors, or the defense is like, well, when did this happen? And she's like, I told prosecutors that was a misquote in my civil lawsuit. So it just made it look shaky. Okay, what happened? You're saying things are changing, but how do we know tomorrow this isn't going to change? That type of thing. But she kept saying, I'm doing the best that I can do. Carrie Morgan, an ex-best friend of Cassie's for over a decade, also got on stand, and she just corroborated a lot of the stories that Cassie told us about, them being in Jamaica and Puff getting physical with Cassie allegedly in Jamaica, and them having to hide under a ditch to get away from him allegedly. And she talked about this hanger incident when Diddy allegedly hit her with a hanger coming into one of Cassie's apartments.
Hit the best friend with a hanger. Allegedly.
Now, the defense had tried to make that incident seem like this was Diddy coming to the home being upset that they were allegedly using drugs and trying to save Cassie from that. Cassie and now her best friend, or ex-best friend, Carrie Morgan, told the story about this happening because he was upset that he had found out or thought that Cassie was allegedly cheating with somebody. So there was the whole jealousy conversation.
He paid her off too, right?
Paid her
allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, she said she received $30,000, right?
$30,000.
Cassie is saying that the $30,000 Cassie has said, and so now has Carrie Morgan, has said that $30,000 allegedly came from Diddy because after that hanger incident where he allegedly hit her with the hanger, they didn't want her to go nowhere and talk about it. They just wanted to be over. So Cassie showed up, pulled up with an NDA, and offered the $30,000. She took the money, signed the NDA, and moved on with her life allegedly. And they never spoke again since that day. It's been 17 years.
Never spoke to Cassie again.
No.
I'm starting to realize that people have not read Diddy's indictment, because if you read Diddy's indictment, you understand why they are putting those witnesses on the stand. Because
Yes.
in the indictment, Diddy is being accused of abusing, threatening, and coercing women and others.
Yes.
And he led a racketeering conspiracy that engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. So if Dawn is taking the stand saying she witnessed Diddy controlling Cassie through abuse and violence, and that Diddy told her people go missing if they speak on it, then that's an eyewitness directly giving credence to those charges.
And especially because Dawn talked a lot about Cassie, you know, wanting to have this amazing, bright, beautiful career and being excited, but, you know, Puff allegedly controlling everything. The only reason why I said that about the testimony is I'm like, man, why did they do this with these two girls? Because both of them consistently kept saying, I don't know, because it was so long ago. I just,
a lot of holes in it.
I feel like with the jurors, if they're everyday people, it's like they're seeing that, but it's like there's so much that is like,
But
what
you got to
the heck?
think, right? The defense is the same people that'll look at that tape that we all saw with blatant abuse, and they'll poke holes in that.
Yeah.
So if you put another, what's the other woman's name?
Carrie Morgan.
Carrie Morgan. She got on the stand and said she was abused by Diddy, and that he gave her $30,000. That's bribery to keep her quiet, allegedly. I would just encourage people to go read the indictment, because when you see what the indictment is all about, those testimonies make perfect sense.
And also,
they're
you know,
slowly but surely building that case for sure.
I know people, though, day by day, like one day they'll be like, oh, the prosecution got it. Next day, Diddy. But like you said, we have about, 5-6 weeks left?
You'll go back and forth every time you hear either one.
Yeah, and they be mad at me because I'll go back and forth. I'll tell y'all like
that's
today.
fine.
But
Yeah.
yesterday I was like, I don't really know, because to your point, they did that, and I was like, okay, the prosecution is getting busy. People just don't know because it's not as salacious as what the defense is throwing out. Do I have to say allegedly with that? But they're getting the headlines. The defense is getting a lot of the headlines right now, so people don't feel the prosecution, but they lining up their case slowly.
What about
but
the
surely.
bunkie he was buying?
Let me tell you something, okay?
What?
So look, there are these escorts that they laid out throughout this whole thing.
Who was buying Bunkie?
Well, allegedly Diddy was doing this so that him and Cassie could do these freak offs. So they laid out the men, not laid them out, but they showed us. They showed us a lot of the men that they were dating, and these are men of all colors. You have white,
He ain't got
black.
no type.
No, he ain't got no type.
Here's them all together. This man right here, this beautiful black king right here is the man who was served a subpoena.
Oh my gosh,
You don't have to.
Rashawn?
No.
Rashawn, what?
Prosecutors reveal photos of the sex workers involved in the Diddy and Cassie.
I'm not playing with y'all this morning.
Let me show y'all
That
my.
dude do look like Envy, don't he?
Miguel? Oh, I was going to say now. Hold up now, because he do look like Miguel. That's
Is
not
that
him.
Envy?
It's Miguel.
Where?
That is
Yo,
Rashawn.
y'all play too much. So if you're just joining us, there's a bunch of pictures of the escorts,
Where?
and they put me in this picture.
No, we did not.
Envy, I was in the court and I ain't see you.
Yo, white?
Yes.
Hold on. Am I tripping?
Oh
Envy,
my
who
god.
you paid to take you out of the evidence?
Crazy.
Envy, no, for real, what's going on?
Oh
Who
my
is
goodness.
this?
This is not.
This is like Baskin Robbins.
Is this why they've been being so nice to me in court? Because I'm close to
No.
something?
This is 31 flavors of that bootylicious bubblegum.
Yo, why
Who
y'all
is
gonna do that
this?
to me? Why y'all do that to me?
Envy.
That's Miguel. No, I'm just kidding. He looks like Miguel though.
This
This
is my
man,
favorite.
Why is it?
Who's this?
That's Cassie, crazy.
Oh,
She just has brown hair. But wait, Envy, where did it happen to you? LA, Miami,
I don't
or New
understand
York?
how y'all know.
I
Kurtis
am not in
doing
this picture. Yeah, he's an older gentleman. He's just an older gentleman that they like. But you can see from these pictures, they're all like, there's white, there's black, there's short, there's old, there's young, there's white, there's... I don't
they
know why
all look like they tried out for Tyler Perry shows and movies.
Yeah. Look at him. I forget his name, but this one was my favorite. This guy's my favorite right here.
Who's your favorite?
One of them been on Sisters, man.
Yeah. He looked
I'm
like
telling you right now.
He on Sisters.
One of them.
As we wrap up, I would like to take you guys into the hotel room that Puff was in when he got arrested for this federal indictment. And the photos that they released from the hotel room include pictures of ketamine, MDMA. You'll notice that the prescription bottles have the name John Black on them because that is the name that Puff was being Frank Black. That is the name that Puff was being referred to very frequently throughout these freak offs. And as they were picking up, all these different things allegedly they were doing, there's cash, there's baby oil, there's a lot of things.
Why
So,
the Jolly Rancher?
maybe just want to snack.
That might be a little,
I didn't see the Jolly
look,
Rancher.
it's
We
not
gotta
like-
wrap up.
Look, it's
Gotta get that semen
one
taste out your
time-
mouth.
What?
No, stop.
What
You
you
know, people put Jolly Ranchers like right in the
What?
crack, like
I ain't never heard of
I
that.
never heard of that in my life.
We gotta
Yes,
wrap
that's
up.
the whole thing.
We
yo.
got
Oh, those are the honey packets?
It's really good.
What you mean they got to wrap
ever
up?
suck a
Yes,
Jolly
I
Rancher
ain't
out of
see
a
a
hole?
condom in the room.
Is
never did
that a honey pack? You know the
I
honey pack
can't
they buy at the gas station?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, that is.
That
But
is
you
honey-
never heard of nobody like sucking a Jolly Rancher out of a hole?
Ooh.
Yes.
We
Oh,
gotta
piece of
wrap up.
ice.
All right.
Eddie's gonna come and get me.
All right.
This is a bag of 9K. How much did you get, Envy?
Up next, we got front page news, and then the legendary Chuck D and Kurtis Blow will be joining us.
What was
Don't say blow so hard.
Why
are these Ciroc boys?
Like, don't do that.
Yo,
Are these Ciroc boys?
Envy, you was a Ciroc boy?
Oh my goodness.
Who is this?
It's the Breakfast. I was, but this is the
When the
Breakfast
white
Club.
dot was out,
No.
you were original?
Oh my goodness. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. Now, quick sports. The Western Conference Final starts today. The Timberwolves versus OKC starts at 8:30. And salute to Shedeur Sanders. He signed a 4-year contract worth $4.6 million with the Browns.
When do the Knicks play tomorrow?
On Wednesday. Yep.
Okay.
What up, Morgan?
Hey y'all, hey, so let's get back into it. Louisiana leaders are pointing the finger at each other as the police hunt for 7 of the 10 inmates who broke out of a New Orleans jail continues. Now, Louisiana Republican Governor Jeff Landry claimed leaders and policies in New Orleans, or progressive leaders and policies in New Orleans, aided the escaped, but he is confident that all the inmates will be recaptured. Let's take a listen to Louisiana Republican Governor Jeff Landry.
We have got hundreds of law enforcement agents that are working 24/7 around the clock hunting these folks down. This is what happens when those people promise that to keep criminals out of jail. Sadly, you get 10 of the most dangerous inmates that are in jail in Louisiana, they get to escape.
Yeah, they said they believe it was an inside job. If you've seen the pictures, the fact that the toilet was connected to the wall that was connected to the outside and you could just dig right through it, that just seems dumb as hell.
Leaders are saying that they're obviously somebody dropped the ball on this. Now, the Democratic Orleans Parish DA, District Attorney Jason Williams, he disputes what Governor Landry is saying, and he details what he was doing while Governor Landry was basically saying this guy is being soft on crime. Let's take a listen to Orleans Parish District Attorney Jason Williams.
I was working, going through jail calls in an effort to try to figure out who might have been involved and knew of this planned jailbreak. And it is frustrating that the governor would not have just simply called me over the weekend. My phone was on.
So Landry said the video of those prisoners escaping epitomizes a progressive criminal justice system. Williams says that's not the case, and he was actively working on their capture. Now, the inmates faced various charges, including murder, domestic abuse, and felony firearm possession. Landry has ordered the Louisiana Attorney General to investigate how the inmates escaped and who would be considered responsible as a result of their escape. Now, meanwhile...
all of them were, I heard all of them had murder charges, too. Is that true?
Not all of them, but I
Not all of them. No, they range from murder to domestic abuse, felony firearm possession. So there are a few different charges. But there's a murder amongst them.
I just wonder where you escaping. Like, where you going? Like, you don't have no plan, you ain't got no money, you ain't got no resources. Like, what you doing? Just laying out in the woods? And by the way, if you're facing like a life charge or something, I mean, I can see you probably trying to escape just to go get like, some gumbo, a po' boy, some poom poom.
Get some food to keep moving.
That's all.
But they found, I think, one in the French Quarter. He was sleeping under a parked car.
Nothing else to do.
There's nowhere to go.
You left for jail cell
with no money,
with a bed,
nothing.
and a toilet to go sleep under a car.
Did y'all see like the hole that they were supposedly like sneaking through?
Yep.
It don't even look like they could fit through that. And that big pole going down the middle. How they get through that?
That's what prison is all about. Big poles going in the holes that you can barely fit through.
Jesus.
That's what it's all about.
It's the one that fell in the video for me. I'm like, how you gonna fall just as soon as you get out? Dang.
Girl, they were so excited to go. They ain't know what to do.
Yeah, to your point, Envy, one was also captured at an abandoned warehouse. So, yeah, we'll see what happens as a result of this. Yeah. Meanwhile, interim U.S. Attorney General for the District of New Jersey, Alina Habba, is announcing charges against New Jersey Democrat LaMonica McIver over an incident at an ICE detention center this month. Now, McIver is being charged with assaulting law enforcement while at the detention center in Newark, making the first time President Trump's DOJ has criminally charged a sitting lawmaker during his second term. Now, Habba said McIver's conduct cannot be overlooked, accusing the Congresswoman of assaulting, resisting, and impeding law enforcement. McIver said in a statement that she was performing her lawful oversight responsibilities. Now, this is in tandem with that issue that is going on with the Newark City Mayor, Ras Baraka is his name?
Yeah, I've been calling him Mayor Ras Baraka for years.
For the
but Envy
longest
said
time.
this morning it's Ras.
Now, I heard it on the news, and I heard him. He called himself Ras. So We're looking it up to get his proper pronunciation.
But, you mentioned earlier that his charges has been dropped. Well, in tandem with that, she has now been charged in that situation. So I'm going to continue to keep you guys posted as to what happens as a result of these charges being brought against this elected official, LaMonica McIver in New Jersey. That's your front page news. I'll continue to keep you guys updated. You guys can follow me on socials at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, follow us at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Thank y'all. Have a great Tuesday.
All right, you too, Morgan. Now, when we come back, the legendary Chuck D and legendary Kurtis Blow will be joining us. We'll talk to them next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got some special icons and legends in the building
Come on
today.
now.
We got the legendary Chuck D, of course, from Public Enemy.
Hello, it's good seeing y'all.
Now this is a great surprise.
Yeah, man, I had to roll up here with the Godfather.
That's right. We have the Godfather, Kurtis Blow. Welcome, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling mighty fine. Thank you for having me.
Great to see both of you brothers.
What does Kurtis Blow mean to you, Chuck, but also the culture of hip hop?
He's number one. He is the pioneer because he is the first solo artist to record with a major record label of rap music and hip hop, and at the same time was the first to be on a major record label. So he left that indelible mark. 1979 and 1980, just to, and that was the jump. And you're talking about a city that has had 1 million MCs and rappers and DJs. That's why it's important to be here. Just to say everybody else has been in this city who have been born and have passed on since.
That's right.
This is the city that made it. Just like I had to represent, just for a quick second,
Knicks.
the Knicks
New York
tonight.
Knicks. That's right.
Knicks in 6.
That's right.
Let's go out to my man CP the franchise over there. So, but basically my talk today on the radio station, I cannot, have the brand associated with all the things I say.
I got
So
you.
I say the Godfather's right here, and I came up here to talk about a recording that was released on Def Jam called Radio Armageddon. I'm over at Def Jam, sort of like a consigliere, like the Tom in the Godfather. What Tunji Belungan has done.
Right.
And anytime they run into a situation, I remind the major labels and Def Jam and everybody else, you got accountability and responsibility. 1979, this man recorded with Mercury Records. And I benefited off of that because I did a solo record with Mercury in 1996.
Wow.
So thank you, Kurt.
You're welcome, man. I just want to shout out all the legends who have pioneered this thing before myself.
Name them, Kurt.
Inspired me.
Name them, Kurt.
People like Pete DJ Jones and Kool Herc, Africa Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel, DJ Hollywood, Lubbock Starsky, Eddie Chiba, the Furious 5, the Funky 4, the Fantastic 5, the Treacherous 3, the Fearless 4. So many groups, man. I love you all. Man, thank you for inspiring me, and we will move forward to the future and inspire the future generations to come.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to ask you, Mr. Blow, what do you think? I'm gonna ask both of y'all. What do you think the culture lost when hip hop went corporate, and what do you think it gained?
Well, number one, it grows big on the top heavy side, but all the bottom and the middle started getting gutted out. Don't you all get a little envious when you see every single NBA player, 90% of them, they carry themselves on interviews? We learned in the beginning when Kurtis Blow did an interview, he spoke for us on TV, whether it's Don, he's the first to get interviewed by Don Cornelius, he's the first to get interviewed by Dick Clark. So we come from the rap circles doing our DJs and MCing and all that. And here's this man being interviewed. He's speaking for all of us. Now, he could go up there on some Goon Squad issue, right? But what would that do? Would that have elevated the art form into an area where we started discussing what we gained and what we lost? Every time you look at an NBA player, 95% of them, NFL player, or Major League Baseball player, even if they're doing English or Espanol, and a lot of it's Espanol, they have to sell the game to the fans. And the thing that we've lost, back to your question to God, is that it's been piss poor in public relations and human resources. Every big business makes sure that they're tied in tight with their public relations and their human resource department. If not, I mean, this radio station probably does it. You know, a letter from an old lady probably still works in this building. An old white lady.
But it's hard to have that now because of social media, because you got human emotion and then and an ability to be able to go directly to the consumer.
Screen ages have never been taught netiquette.
Screen ages. Wow.
You don't have citizens today. You have
Wow.
netizens. They're not citizens anymore. They're netizens. They're screen ages. They're engaged by everything in and out of the screen. Their life goes through a screen. But what has taught them, you know, how to engage on their devices?
That's true.
What has taught them how to engage on their gadgets? At the end of the day, there's only two phone companies. It's Android and Apple.
Right.
At the end of the day, they're the Keebler elves looking at everybody. It's like, yeah, you know, say and do whatever you want. Still gonna roll it down our river. So when we start to understand, you know, what's behind what, you know, we can, okay, this is the way everybody lives. Okay, how do we manage that? Same thing with life. And, you know, Kurtis Blow is instrumental with Scott X. And he'll tell you, he speak for himself because he taught all us, the first hip hop union. So the whole thing is all the information that we say that we have in these gadgets and devices, we could get it quick and all that. We are not equipped on how to navigate that information. Oh, yo, we need a union. I've heard, how many people we've heard talk about we need a union?
Oh, yeah.
When it's easy to go, boop, 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 hip hop union, hip hop alliance. So we have these things, we really don't know how to use them. When I came up with the Radio Armageddon, which is basically like the MC DJ aspect of Public Enemy, works with that. And it's a way of introducing people like from Daddy-O to Miranda Wright. So it's a quirky project. It's like the weirdness in my head. I don't make records or sell records. I make records that almost like we're not too far from MoMA, right?
Right.
It's got to be an art and a craft somewhere.
I want to say I love the song New Generation. And you say on that song, I've been your age, you haven't been mine yet. But I wonder, even though we've been these kids' age, we didn't grow up in their generation, didn't have access to the things that they have now. So how much can we truly relate, even though we have been their age? We just haven't been their age in this time frame.
Got to work on it. I mean, I don't know what it's like to pull a, egg out chicken's ass either. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, milk means go to the store and get a carton. So that generation before me, looked at me like, yo, you don't know what that is? So we have to do our best on logic and practical sense. We have to work on these things at all times, and we can't probably rely on systems and school systems. Before, we had an area of culture that snuck it in, covert. Hip-hop was a covert operation, remember? Because at the time, they totally gave up on school systems. They talk about, oh, man, Columbine. But we had a 10 to 15-year period once guns and drugs came in our community where high school shootings in major urban cities, especially in the United States, they became like a little bit of an epidemic before it became a national epidemic across the board. Very easy to say, oh, yeah, it's the culture, No, but there's some lapses that, planted the seed. So anyway, to bring it full circle, the Hip Hop Alliance that I'm involved with, Kurt reached out some years ago. Yeah, but you can speak for yourself. He reached out.
Well, the Hip Hop Alliance is just that. The Alliance is an organization that is a labor force organization. There needs to be a system to monitor, to actually communicate and educate to the youth through our community, without on a mission fighting for fair wages and fair royalties and strong health and retirement benefits for all of our people. We specialize in IPs and publishing and trademarks, and you can go to hiphopalliance.org and check us out. It's free to join, support us. We are out there fighting for you to make sure this journey that you are on in your career is successful.
We're still kicking it with Chuck D and Kurtis Blow. I want to ask with Def Jam. Of course, this project is under Def Jam. Were you always signed to Def Jam, or was it a re-sign? Have you been with Def Jam that long? So break that down.
I was the first rapper. They had a bid. They didn't have a bidding war, no such thing. I turned Rick Rubin down for 2 years.
Why?
I didn't want to do records. My thing was radio. We felt, my guys, one of the first, and Kirk will tell you, I mean, we broke so many records in Long Island, WBAU. We did records right. We did hip-hop right. We were scientists. We were ESPN of hip-hop and rap music. We just ain't from the city. So we had the outside in. We promoted gigs, concerts. We did it all. We used to compensate for the lack of rap records by making incredible tapes and promo tapes. And Rick was starting Def Jam with, Kurtis Blow's friend Russell. And
Why you say
for 2 years.
Not your friend.
Not your friend.
He's my friend. Oh yeah, Russell's my friend. I mean, but he started out with Kurt.
Of course.
Matter of fact, more trivia. Kurt and Russell used to throw gigs in the 70s under, and then Kurt's Russell's first artist.
Yes. We had a club in Hollis, Queens. Called the Night Fever Disco back in 1977-78. I was a DJ playing every weekend, and I used to stay at Russell's house over in Hollis, 2 Street. And when I was there, I met his younger brother, and he used to beat him up all the time. I used to protect my big brother used to beat me up all the time. So I was like, yo, leave him alone. He's a good kid. I took him under my wing and made him the son of Kurtis Blow, and that was DJ Run.
Of course.
Taught him how to DJ, and he became incredible on the mic. He was my DJ when I released Christmas Rap in 1979.
And nasty, too.
We had 8 million stories about that whole situation. Run was incredible. I loved the family. Danny, Joey, Russell, his dad, rest in peace. His mom, rest in peace. And that was
people of the
Night
arts.
Fever Disco. I mean, I remember we brought Flash out to the Night Fever Disco, the first time Flash ever played in Queens. And that was incredible, just to be that liaison to the Bronx and represent early hip-hop in Queens with that whole crew, the Hollis crew. I love you guys.
I want to ask you, Mr. Blow, was there ever a time in the 80s where you knew hip-hop was about to explode, but you didn't feel ready for what came next?
Oh, yeah. I was definitely a visionary. I hate to talk and brag about that. It was incredible, and just the feeling. I remember Chuck D saying that whole energy, that spirit.
Before records?
Between 1975 and 1979 was the most incredible spirit. I mean, it had spread throughout the whole 5 boroughs, from Harlem to the Bronx to Queens to Brooklyn. And it was just an energy that everyone knew that this was something special, and we capitalized on it. And
you couldn't even describe it. It's hard to describe on radio that era before records, because before that it was inconceivable to put rap on records. It's a 3-hour thing. It got dancing. It got all. How you put rap on records? Yeah, you get on the mic, but. I mean, how long the record got beat? 3 hours? But then in 79, King Tim III, Sugar Hill Gang, which took 2 records, not just people who say, oh, it's Good Times. No, it's 2 records that made Sugar Hill Gang, Love Deluxe. And then, Kurtis Blow with Christmas Rap, which just took it into the stratosphere. And like I said, back to your new gens thing, it's like youth is an excuse that I don't let young people do. Because it's easy you can't. I mean, I'm triple OG. There's no way I'm going to convince a person, a teenager. It's like that communication got to come from the next step up that they want to get to. So all I do is just I weigh them against themselves. Somebody think, oh, I'm too young for that. They be 16. I'm like, okay, your 12-year-old brother is going to actually get all your props and everything. I earned that. So everybody in their life wants to use tenure. The drug game changed all that and flipped that up because they say, oh, overnight, boom, boom, and we saw what happened to that, and when that was introduced, a lot of things came during the era of R&B. That's Reagan and Bush, and and when that came in, we're still recovering off of that scar tissue.
So did you approach Radio Armageddon like a broadcaster, a prophet, or a rebel?
All three, man. All three, Charlamagne, dipped in acid with Wu-Tang axes in the back and hammer shoes and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, in my head, I mean, my first record is Public Enemy #1, which is a tone, which is Blow Your Head by the JBs.
Right.
You know, it was a very familiar break beat, but nobody could figure it out. I'm from skater culture, and not the skater culture today. Roller skating culture.
Right.
I believe that skating rinks can be a possibility for enjoyment of future music and future cardio. Because one thing being a screenager, you sedentary, you'll sit at that screen all damn day long, and and trust me, I mean, a song that's on the album, I want to attack ageism and the sedentary life and all that, is Black Don't Dead. Because you hear the talk we take for granted. You from South Carolina, so you know a lot of the talk of, black don't crack. Yeah, but it could die.
Right. Yeah,
for real.
I'm glad you brought that record up because I listen to records like Black Don't Dead, and it makes me wonder, did making Radio Armageddon feel like a spiritual purge or a final warning?
No, none of that. I say that for Public Enemy record. This is taking a radio and throwing it down a flight of stairs and seeing if it still work. It's not meant for people to like. Remember, I made Public Enemy records, man, not for nobody to like. I told Rick Rubin, no, he's the greatest producer. Look, Rick Rubin is one of the greatest producers of all time.
Yes.
Who ever told him no?
You?
I was wanted. There's certain qualities back in the day that Kurt also knows too. If you didn't have a voice that rocked the mic, sounded good, you wasn't getting the mic. I don't care how many verses you got, bars you got. If you sounded like you was 15 years old, you had to take up something else. You had to dance, maybe DJs and stuff like that. You had to command the crowd like Hollywood, Kurtis Blow, Starsky. They command, Melly Mel. When they grabbed the mic, people just sat down because I can't sound like that. Studios balance that stuff out and this and all that, but I never, ever, ever made a song for somebody else to like. That's like asking somebody else, how do I look? After you went to the mirror, brushed yourself up and asking somebody else, how do you look? But being screenagers, people listen with their eyes today. A little bit too much with their eyes. You could tell them, they might listen, but did they hear it? So there's a lot of covert now happening when you could be told the truth, but if you don't see it, now it's the flip verse with that. It's like, believe none of what you see and half of what you hear. Because people ain't listening. Believe at least half of what you hear and dissect that. But as far as seeing, especially with AI, and I've been dancing and boxing with AI for like the last 5 years, I'm trying to tell you, it don't go backwards. It ain't gonna get dumber. Yes, there is an issue there in real life and regular life. And in culture and music and art and all that, you're not going to stop it, but you can dance with it. And you can manipulate it. You can flip it. But you better know how to dance. And you better know what it is.
We're still kicking it with Chuck D and Kurtis Blow. Charlamagne?
Is hip-hop still the best weapon for revolution?
No. Everybody got a gadget. From your grandmother to the child being born. Something better come through that. We don't know what that is. Remember I said hip-hop was covert. Was. That
it ain't covert.
That was done before Fight the Power, bro. Fight the Power became what it was because of Spike Lee.
Okay.
So I mean, who does that? Plays a song in a movie 500 times. And nobody did that.
Yeah.
Spike made that record happen. Now,
what was your relationship with Spike for him to do that?
At that time in the 80s, man, and like I said, this comes from the seed of Kurtis Blow. There was a renaissance period of filmmakers, artists, hip-hop, that were all being independently creative and using those tools out of the ashes that was bestowed upon us. Look at the kid. People talk about Fight the Power like because it's the headline buzzword. Decades like, oh yeah, cool. We buy that. They fail to realize, or they wasn't taught. I had to always tell people there was a first Fight the Power by the Isley Brothers in 1975 that me and Kurt was influenced by.
What's wrong with that? I don't know.
Yeah, Fight the Power by the Isley Brothers.
That's what it was called. Oh, I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah, 1975. And remember I told you the country is rocky. And Isley came up with tired of all that BS going down. First record I ever heard on pop radio with a black radio with a curse word in it.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, whoa, be on WWRL, Super 16. And then I'm going to play some Fight the Power people like on the Hotep, Gary Bird. Here's another thing about OGs. This city right here, when you have a tenured lens of any place you go to, whether it's where you're from or whatever, in Queens, you still see the old buildings that was there. I still see the old buildings, although they've been replaced by new buildings. That's third eye vision, man. You're able to see the past, present, and the future that they're building. New heads come along in their generation probably only could see what they see. That's why it's, deeper than your ear can hear or your eye can see. I go around, walk down this street, I'm saying, oh, that place used to be there, boom, boom, boom. The whole key is to keep your recognition, or what they call your cognitive
dissonance, right?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Keep that, because that will help you. Kurt says, like I said, I'm not in the business of wellness. You have people like, Griff, who taught wellness for years. Look at Flav. Flav is going through his ninth life, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went down to Penn Station the other day and ran into the Cane's. I didn't even know what the Cane's chicken was.
Oh, Raising Cane's.
Man, right in Penn Station, you go all over the place. But so the whole key is about work on your thing. Here's another thing. It's not talking about anybody, but rap battles and beefs. It's like, you don't want to get into an area where you rhyming in circles, man. Rhyming in circles means like the dog chasing his tail. It's rhymes that go nowhere. It's cool. It's cool to get into like lyrical acrobatics and all that. But at the end, you got to process something into something. And if the best processes is somebody just like seriously disrespecting you, how does that not leave a stain over decades? When the last time you said, I came from a hip-hop song and this joint was refreshing? P-Rock CL Smooth. You thought P-Rock CL Smooth record on... They're like, yo, man, this is like nutrition.
Troy.
Rakim has never done a failing song, ever. I've never heard Rakim do a song that say like that, but where's the support in it? KRS-One has never, ever lost. But it's very easy to excuse it because this is what's happening now and all that. Cool, but...
I feel like that with a lot of people, though. Like I feel like that with Kendrick. I feel like that with like Rhapsody. Like this week I was watching Joey Badass and Ab-Soul and Big Sean do a cypher, and I thought that was, I got to you use the right word. I was like, that was refreshing.
That was dope.
People like LaRussell.
Promoters, look, back in the day, and Kurtis tell you, promoters will tell you exactly how it rolls. They'll give you a top, let's say you got 6 rappers, 6 groups. What do the promoters say, Kurt? The one that's closing it out is the one. The one that closes out the building. Not just because people came to see, because there's a difference between spectacle and spectacular. I tell people this all the time. There's a big difference. Hopefully you could get people coming through there and stay in their seats.
Get to that level.
Yeah, you got somebody in the middle that can't hold it, they off the tour. They out of there. Forget how many records they sold. If they can't be better than their record, out of there.
Chuck, you would like a Kendrick show.
I would.
I've been to Kendrick. He's an MC.
He's an MC.
And to see him perform in front of in that arena, in that football stadium, just rapping, no gimmicks, no nothing.
This is the first man that came out as one man, and I thought being one man could never beat a group. And he came out as one man. Because back in the day, it was like, what? Cruz.
Cruz, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then this man begat the next solo MC who was a superstar, as LL Cool J.
Rap's first superstar.
Rap's first superstar.
Absolutely.
You make Prince and Michael Jackson turn their head. Kurtis made all the funk bands and all people recognize, yo, this thing is real. I mean, look, why am I talking for the man? He played with Bob Marley. He played with The Clash and all that. He dug tomatoes from rock groups.
I wanted to ask Mr. Blow, because you spoke about the Ronald Isley Fight the Power. And my daddy used to always tell me James Brown was the first rapper, right? So I think about a song like Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. That was revolutionary for its time. Did stuff like that influence you?
1968. Oh, yes. And that's straight out of the civil rights movement. That inspired all of us in many ways, multiple number of ways, not only the lyric, right, but the beat. That beat was what we call boom bap today. And dancing became a national craze, right? So then here comes a DJ, Kurtis Blow. I'm hearing all this stuff, and I got an opportunity to make a couple of records, Christmas rap in 1979, right? So when I did that song, I was signed to a major label over in Chicago. So I went to Chicago, the first flight out of Harlem, and I was there. I was hanging out with the record company, and I did a couple of shows, and Jesse Jackson came to one of my shows, and he sat me down backstage. She said, man, I want to talk to you. I want you to, what I'm going to say to you, I want you to go back and tell the rest of your whole crew and everybody. Now, this thing called rap, you guys are the new icons of our people, the new heroes of the civil rights movement.
Wow.
And you need to keep it clean if you ever want to see it be successful on the pop market and be accepted by everyone. So I was like, oh, wow, okay. And we would keep it clean. And that was my sacrifice. That was the sacrifice I made. I made 240 rap songs and never used profanity.
Wow.
No, I've learned so much from both of y'all today, man. I just want to ask, are we in an information war or a culture war? And which one is Radio Armageddon fighting?
You're in a disinformation blizzard of data coming at the human mind that might not be and has probably never has been able to handle it. Now, new people will be born and maybe they'll decipher and handle information that's coming like a blizzard, but for people from the last centurions, probably not. So the information and data and all that, it's a nonstop blizzard. And how to navigate that, I think people have to be taught how to be netizens. But there's things that we're not going to be able to come up with answers for, that we got to go inside ourselves, build a shell, and build a tunnel into those with like-mindedness. Because you're not going to be able to have your like-mindedness get to somebody who's paying you no mind. Mind over matter is a terrible thing sometimes, you know? When they say you don't matter and they don't mind paying you no mind.
Damn.
Kurtis Blow, Chuck D.
Man, I love you guys. And
love
thank
you too,
you,
brother.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the movement. Thank you for the support. I love you all. Let's continue this movement. Hip-hop is the #1 stream music around the globe right now. We are the voice of the people, and let's take it further. Let's leave them with these words of Martin Luther King, that any time is the right time to do the right thing.
That's right. And it's
All right?
the Breakfast
I
Club.
love you all.
Good morning. Let's get to the latest with Loren now.
Lauren be coming with straight facts.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Lauren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
What was the latest?
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
Y'all, Meg Thee Stallion is stressed out behind this Tory Lanez and this whole new, I guess it's not even new, but it has a new light, this free Tory movement. She posted the TikTok yesterday following everything, right? All of these people doing these change.org petitions and saying Tory should be free and he didn't shoot her. And she said, at what point are y'all going to stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans going to stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute him and y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in y'all face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. I'm sick of this. Leave me alone. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me. That was his choice because he knows he did that. I don't give a F about a blog or a bot. Why in the F would me, Meg Thee Stallion, have to lie on this about someone shooting me? How y'all mad at the person that got shot? Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court. Let the hate forget the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. Ain't no new evidence. Y'all been saying the same thing for years. Tory, please leave me alone, in all caps. She called him a demon and she said, I'm off this internet stuff. Bye. She posted that to her TikTok yesterday because there's been so much, like, you got different political pundits coming out now saying that they want the DA's office in LA to revisit the case because he was railroaded, and there's a lot of conversation that's been happening.
He got stabbed?
Well, I think his attorneys, they're his attorneys. They were smart to use, him being stabbed as hey, his life is in danger. And not only is his life in danger, but we have new evidence now that shows he shouldn't even be there. So we need for you guys to listen to us because of what just happened to him.
Well, everybody in prison, their life is in danger, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. You get stabbed 14 times. Of course, your people going to say he needs to get up out of there.
He's innocent and he shouldn't be there. So if he dies, his blood is on the hands of the people that wouldn't let him retry.
I can understand Meg's frustration, though, because as I said, I think it's strange that a court case happened, due process, all the evidence that was presented in court, weeks and weeks of testimony and evidence, all that goes out the window because the driver allegedly overheard Kelsey say something. That only makes sense on the internet, by the way. Just want y'all to know.
Well, yeah, she's asking to be left alone.
So that's what that is about. It don't really got nothing to do with him being stabbed. It's about the new piece of evidence that came forward, I guess.
It's both
Kelsey
things.
saying
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, heavily the new evidence that they're saying that they have, and that's what they're moving forward with in court. But they're also mentioning, his attorneys are also mentioning, the stabbing just happened, and it shows that there is, he's
very dangerous.
He's dangerous.
Being in there. He could die.
And they're also trying to pin it on, like they're trying to, they're alleging that Meg's, once they reached out to Meg's team, certain things happened. Like, it's a whole play that you put together as an attorney. It's strategy, but it's driving her insane, according to what she's posting.
Yeah, she has to relive everything that she went through, the last 2-3 years. So
right.
And I just asked a simple question: why would Tory protect Kelsey? And if everybody says, "Oh, because he don't want to snitch and all that," okay, cool. But why would Meg protect Kelsey? What reason would Meg have to say, you know what, she didn't shoot me if she actually shot her?
Well, weren't they best friends?
Yes, they were. They were.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, but it's like, I feel you. Yeah.
And some were saying that they were too intoxicated to remember.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, got you.
And this is why Meg is pissed off.
For sure.
That's all. I get it.
Well, in other news, court-related news, Sky Jackson from Disney Channel, actor from the Disney Channel. Remember, she had a baby, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, she's having a baby." Well, now she's in court saying that the father of her child is terrorizing her and has been for more than a year now. And she says that she decided to come to a court after there was a Mother's Day assault that took place. That was her last straw. So she filed for a restraining order in LA Superior Court. In the docs, she says that her child's father attacked her early this month as she was holding their baby boy who was 3 months old, and this happened on Mother's Day. She says that he grabbed the baby. I'm sorry, that he grabbed what? What's funny? What you text?
That's crazy.
Go ahead, finish his story.
The story,
Lauren. He's an ass. Go ahead.
No,
that is wild.
What he say?
Nothing.
Say it.
No.
Because they're together. They want some couple-ish. Go ahead.
Oh, it's couple stuff?
Yes. Speaking of couple, her baby daddy is terrorizing her.
Thank you, Jess. You always
so
in my
easily
business.
distracted.
Because it's you.
He came up and what did he do? He yanked the baby out of her hands. What happened?
No, he grabbed her by her hair, slammed her head against a car window, and punched her in the face, allegedly.
Damn!
Jesus.
But Sky is claiming that this new type of violence, this violence is nothing new. And she says that she describes a 6-month period in 2024 where he would abuse her on a weekly basis, choking and scratching her, slamming her head into walls. And she also alleges that he damaged a bunch of her personal property, including her iPhone and a television. And she also says that while she was pregnant, he demanded that she drink bleach to kill the unborn child, allegedly, and held her at knife point as she walked to her car and threatened to stab her in the stomach as she yelled for help. There's a lot of different occasions that she alleges in here.
But if y'all look at this boy, he looks like he does all that.
Let me
like,
see.
this is what I'm saying. Yes. He looks like he eats like bath salt. Like he looked like that. He looked like that.
You look like you need to go back in the oven.
Yes.
That's pancake batter.
He is crazy. Yes. He just he looks crazy.
Like he just put the pancake batter on the grill and it's starting to bubble.
This is not the first time that we've heard that he's been this violent person toward her. That's crazy. You got to be careful who you procreate with.
Reveal the text, Charlamagne.
What text?
What you say?
This has nothing to do with you, Lauren LoRosa.
Yeah,
exactly.
Prayers for her.
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
But you're all right, though. You got to watch who you procreate with. Minister Farrakhan said people be breeding like they in the back in the back of a moving truck rolling dice.
Oh, you did that for rolling dice.
Okay.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right.
Happy
birthday, Busta Rhymes.
Oh, dropping the clues bomb for Bus.
Yes, happy birthday, Busta Bus.
You seeing that with your hair like that is really funny.
Yeah. You got any music from Bus?
We got some. We'll pull it up in a little bit.
Okay.
Donkey today, who you giving that donkey to?
Man, 4 after the hour, man. Let's talk about accountability. People don't have none anymore, but there's a mortuary in California, Harrison Ross Mortuary. They need to come to the front of the congregation. We would like to have a word with them.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake up. You're locked into the Breakfast Club.
I just wanted to know how you came up with the donkey of the day.
Tell her.
Because you're mean.
I am not. What did I do? I made donkey of the day.
There's a bunch of donkeys out here in the street.
That is why Charlamagne is here.
If we live a life where we bite our tongue based off who we may offend, we never would say anything.
You don't give a damn, don't throw it up. Hey! Give it to him. Give it to him.
On the Breakfast Club.
In the words of Charlamagne the God, he's a donkey. That was
Oh man, Charlamagne, you giving donkey of the day to who now?
Happy born day, Buster Bus. Donkey of the day for Tuesday, May 20th goes to the Harrison Ross Mortuary in California. Now, first of all, I want to send condolences to Symantha Hunt and the family of 80-year-old Otis Atkinson. Okay, you know I'm not a funeral guy. Okay, I'm not going to my own funeral if I can help it, but I understand the process of the service. It is very important to lay your people to rest with class and dignity, but in order to do that, you need a mortuary that moves with class and dignity. That's the scary thing, right? You know how I talk to you all about schools and how we drop our kids off to schools and trust these teachers with our precious seeds, our souls outside of our bodies, our kids. It's the same thing with a mortuary, okay? I know the spirit has left the body, but the body is still precious. That's your loved one. You want to make sure they are being treated correctly. Well, the family of Otis Atkinson, they weren't treated correctly at all. They weren't treated with any respect by the Harrison Mortuary. Let's go to CBS 3 for the report, please.
I didn't make arrangement there to see the wrong body.
When Symantha Hunt's 80-year-old uncle passed away, she chose Harrison Ross Mortuary to prepare him for burial. But when she went to view his body, she says it wasn't him.
It was a guy laying there in my uncle's suit, but it wasn't my uncle.
What did you think?
I just kept looking at him. I didn't know. I just kept looking at him and kept looking. I'm like, wait a minute, he couldn't have got that dark.
Hunt says she knew something was wrong and asked a worker at the mortuary for help.
She was like, no, yes, that's your uncle. I said, that's not my uncle. My uncle wouldn't have got that dark. And I said, here's a picture of him. And I showed her the picture, and she was like, you're right. Give us 1 minute. One minute.
Hunt says she and her family waited 3 hours while the mortuary fixed the mix-up so they could finally bury her uncle. She still doesn't know whose body was dressed in his suit and has filed a lawsuit against the mortuary over the whole ordeal. Her attorney calls the mortuary's actions outrageous.
For them to come in and see the wrong corpse, and then for the mortuary to deny that it's the wrong corpse, and then need proof that it's in fact the right person. So we think it's really just the basic standard of care that they messed up on.
Ain't nobody came to see you, Otis. First of all, that's not even Otis, okay? And we did come to see him, but once again, that's not him. I don't know the race of the people who run this funeral home, but clearly they believe all black people look alike. And what really grinds my gears about this story is the fact that when I'm telling you this is not my uncle, you trying to tell me it is. Okay, I ask a simple question often. Okay, this is my question that I ask. What do people hate more in this era, reading or accountability? I want you all to think about that for a second. What do people hate more, reading or accountability? When the family asked the mortuary worker for help, the employee insisted that the stranger in the casket was indeed their uncle. And this is why sometimes you have to keep a lawyer on retainer, because every now and then violence is justified. Okay, I'm trying to explain to you this isn't my uncle, but you insisting that it is. And you had the nerve to put this person I don't know in my uncle's suit? Now I gotta make you explain to me why we shouldn't squabble. Okay, I'm glad we already at the morgue, because this was gonna be your next stop anyway. All right, this level of gaslighting, people not being able to admit when they wrong, making 2 + 2 = 5. You walk into the mortuary, see a strange man in the casket wearing your uncle's suit. You tell the guy working at the morgue that's not my uncle, and they basically tell you, well, he's also dead, so it's essentially the same thing. That is the era we are in, folks. Okay, people just make false equivalencies all the time. The funeral home's response was basically, who are you going to believe, us or your own eyes? That is truly our corporate media landscape too. That's what they do to us every day. They tell the people, believe us, not your own eyes. Imagine being in a funeral home and they say to you, we can't find your relative, but we do have someone about the same vibe. I guarantee you they tried to blame this on death swelling. Death swelling will have you looking a little different, but we all know our people. Okay, how you gonna tell me that's not my uncle? The man was 80. We know him our whole life. Sunday dinners, fish fries. They in Cali, so they was playing dominoes. I know home team when I see it. This man in the casket looks like he plays for a rival team in a different sport. You can't just put a whole stranger in my Uncle Steve Harvey suit and think we won't notice. What in the Freaky Friday? Listen, the moral of the story is, in life, personal and business, you should be humble enough to see your mistakes, courageous enough to admit your mistakes, and wise enough to correct them. Harrison Ross Mortuary in California was none of those things, so please give them the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yee-haw.
does the stranger that they had in Uncle Otis's suit, what about his family? Does his family know that they just had him in a whole other suit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who looking for him?
That's what I mean. Come on, man.
Yes, this is your uncle. This is him.
That's him.
And then she pulled the bitch out and he was, 1 minute.
Hold on, you fix this.
That dog.
Crazy.
Jesus. All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. Now, when we come back, the mayor of Newark, Ras Baraka, will be joining us. We're going to talk to him next. So don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
We got Mayor Ras Baraka. Welcome. How you feeling, brother?
I'm good. A little tired, but I'm good.
You can't get tired now.
I know
You got a long way to go.
I know that's right.
How are you, man?
I'm good, man. Yeah. Had a rough couple of weeks, but I'm all right.
You care to elaborate on that? Just like the specific circumstances that led to the arrest at Delaney Hall?
Yeah, we've been going down there every day. In fact, my folks are down there now to do the inspections, uniform code construction. You have to get a certificate of occupancy, all these other things. But they came in and just was like, we're going to do what we want to do. Our folks went down there, they wouldn't let them in. I was surprised, so I had them go with y'all. I want to see what's going on. So they basically
wouldn't let y'all in to do the inspections?
Yeah, so they basically was like, no, Geo, this is a private company. This is not the government, not ICE, nobody, just these guys. And so we took them to court, and we're in the process of being in court, and they just start putting detainees in the building while we were in court, like just total disrespect. So we go down every morning to serve them, like give them a citation, because we just want to show a pattern that they have been disregarding the local law when we get in court. The Congress people went down there to do a walkthrough, and they called me and was like, yo, we having a press conference. We want you to be at the press conference. I said, cool. So I came down to the press conference. It was protesters outside. And they out there every day, by the way, saying, let the mayor in. That's what they were saying when I was at the gate. So the guy lets me in. The guard, he was like, come on this side of the gate. So I did. I stood there about an hour and a half. And then the special agent in charge of Homeland Security came. But ICE was already there. They didn't say anything to me. I was there for like an hour. They just looked at me, looking at them. He came, approached me, started talking crazy, reckless. The Congress people got in it. He said, he's going to arrest me. Then the congresswoman was like, no. I said, you know what? I'm leaving. Don't worry about it. He said, yeah, get out. So I left. And went on the other side of the fence. He got a phone call. They made a decision to leave the inside and come on the outside and arrest me on the city side. And that's basically what happened. They took me to a real lockup somewhere, in some place I didn't even know existed in Newark, by the way.
Wow.
In a cell, took pictures, fingerprints, charged me with federal trespass, went to a hearing, the whole thing, fingerprinted me again.
I heard that. I heard you were subjected to like a second round of fingerprinting and mugshots.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why? How do you interpret that?
I have no idea, man. They was like, one agency has it, not the other agency. I was like, can't y'all get it from them? Like, it's technology. I mean, they did this in the middle of the court. Like, we were leaving, the marshals came into the courtroom to escort me out, and my lawyers started, going back and forth with them. And I just said, you know what, forget it. Just take me. Wherever y'all going, I'm going. Let's go.
They took you to a place you didn't even know existed.
The first time.
Newark.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Like it's a nondescript factory-looking place.
Mm-hmm.
Took me down in the basement. It's like real cells in there.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you didn't know it was there?
No, not at all. No, it's a Homeland Security spot that they have there.
Wow. Did you see other people detained there as well?
No, I didn't see anybody. They had me, off somewhere. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know what was going on down there.
Do you think any of your criticism of Trump? You think any of your criticism of Trump caused them to act like that?
Well, I just believe that they wanted to get the mayor of the city. They're on this, I'm going to arrest judges, mayors, whoever's like there in charge. I just want to show that we have power and authority, and you're not going to defy us, and we're going to get whoever it is. You can get it too, type of thing, right? So I think that's what it was. And when they realized I was there, somebody sent them there to get me, So that's basically what happened. I don't even think it's directly about me. I think it's about them and them trying to prove to everybody that they're untouchable, and they basically do what they want to do. When they realized it was me, they sent the special agent in charge of the Homeland Security investigation of that region to come and get me. That's like the police director going downtown and arresting somebody for shoplifting. So
doesn't usually happen.
Yeah, he comes by himself and does that.
So what's inside this building? Has anybody seen what they're doing in this building? Nobody knows.
I mean, CBS was a granted entry, and they gave him like a limited tour, and they keep saying it's like these criminals in there, murderers. The the Republican talking point. But nobody knows who's in there. You don't know what's going on, who they are, where they come from. We don't know anything. And the building was used as a halfway house and a drug rehab 20 years ago. To change the use of the building, now you're going to change it to a place with detainees. You have to get that checked, right? It has to be. You have to get a certificate of occupancy. You have to apply for that. You have to get inspections. You may have to go to the planning board, zoning board. It depends. But you have to start that process. Anybody has to do that. It's not special. We're not like putting undue circumstances on these people. This is what everybody goes through.
I saw you say that you feel like these measures were an attempt to humiliate and degrade you.
Absolutely. Once they cuffed me, threw me in a car. The security, the police there was pretty decent, but taking me through that process, they put me in a cell. The whole fingerprint and the interrogation piece. Then doing it again. I just don't think it's necessary. I mean, the U.S. attorney came to my hearing. It's a Class C misdemeanor, $400 fine.
Wow.
Maximum 30 days in jail. She's at the hearing, the U.S. attorney. I'm like, what's happening here? This is.
Have you gotten any like messages like behind the scenes on some like, all right, don't step out of line again, it can get worse or something? You know what I mean? Like,
pretty much.
Okay. But, From who though? Like,
I mean, we're in the process of trying to figure out the charges and that, and these people are. They serious now. They committed to their foolishness. You know what I mean? They threatening to arrest the congresswoman who was there and multiple congresswomen. They're threatening to take us through this all the way to the end. But at the end of the day, like, we didn't do anything wrong. So I mean, if they want to waste the taxpayers' money, the government's money to go through this, then let's go through it. We think we are correct, and I don't think they have any ground to stand on.
What do you say to people who say they don't care about fighting for the rights of immigrants?
They're just misinformed, and because we've allowed other people to kind of dictate or control the narrative. Honestly, what we're fighting for is the due process for the 14th Amendment, the 4th and 5th Amendment, to be secure in your person, your papers, your property. People can't do anything to you, pull you over, throw you in jail without due process, without you going to court, without them having a warrant, all these specific things. And I think more than anybody, black people should be concerned about that because we're the number one victims of being searched without probable cause, of people coming to our property, our persons, disregarding our constitutional rights, the Bill of Rights. The disregard for that, we should be the first ones concerned about it. And so we should stand up for people who are getting theirs violated, because we next.
And I see that you're also running for governor as well. Do you feel like this is a part of the plan to mess that up too?
Well, I mean, I think it's the part of the plan to mess everything up, So I think what they meant for evil, though, always turns to good. I mean, these people they're not thinking about what they're doing. They're just reacting, right? The person in charge of Homeland Security, the second in charge, gets on TV, starts saying we stormed the place. It was a bus of migrants going in there. We slammed ICE agents. Like, all this was fabrication. Now they just put themselves in a bad situation, because now you're saying things that are not true because we have the videos. So I just start dropping the videos so people could see that I waltzed in there with my hands in my pocket, very calm, because the guy opened the gate and let us in. There was no kicking, no shoving, no pushing. I mean, they're used to lying and controlling the narrative. But this is a time they made a very grave mistake.
Do you think that this will impact your bid for governor in any way?
No, I don't think so. I mean, people who don't like what happened anyway. They wouldn't vote for me anyway. Yeah. So I don't think I'm going to lose any votes based on what we did. I think what it does do, though, is it tells people that we're willing to go all the way, that we're not just talking about defending people's rights, that we're going to challenge these people at every turn.
We're still kicking it with the mayor of Newark, Ras Baraka. Charlamagne?
Newark Airport, man. What the hell is going on, Mayor Baraka? Like, what is the problem with Newark Airport? How did they get here to where people are saying it's unsafe to fly out of Newark Airport?
They say don't fly out of Newark.
Yeah, they say don't.
I don't think it's unsafe. I don't think it's unsafe because they keep delaying and canceling flights. If they weren't doing that, then it would be unsafe. The reality is there's too many planes in the airspace. Air traffic controllers is not enough. Our air traffic controllers walked off because of stress. They don't want to, when they lose in contact with airplanes, they don't want to be the one responsible for 90 people, 150 people going down. So they're walking away. The radar system in that area doesn't work. The infrastructure is broke. So, But the Trump administration came in, got rid of 400 people, blamed DEI, and now they realize it's a real problem, and none of that is going to help it. So now they're trying to put money in infrastructure and hire more air traffic controllers. But they need to do that like rapidly, like an emergency. And in the meantime, we just need to slow those flights down. We need to do the same kind of patterns that's happened out of LaGuardia. See, LaGuardia is in the same airspace, but not having this problem. They're not having this problem because they have less flights and they have more time between flights, right? The flights coming in and the flights going, there's more space between those. Newark we just fly places, flying in and out, in and out, in and out. We acting like there is no problem, right? But there is a problem. And so as we act like there's no problem, they're canceling flights and delaying flights. And ultimately, they just need to not have those flights until they get this in order.
So you said people they were walking off. Why? Because they just were stressed out?
Yeah, they
What were they stressed out about? Like,
I mean, to not have contact with an airplane for 30 seconds, for 60 seconds, for 90 seconds is a lot. I mean, if you're an air traffic controller and you can't control what's going on and somebody crashes and dies on your watch, I mean, obviously that's going to cause a bit of stress. So
absolutely.
Folks walked off. And Newark is, unfortunately, add insult to injury, they're, fixing one of the runways at the same time. So that should be done prayerfully by the end of June. But we need more air traffic controllers, and we need the infrastructure fixed immediately. We need emergency spending, emergency funding to get that stuff done like yesterday.
But nobody knew that about the infrastructure beforehand?
Of course they did.
Yeah.
They knew. They knew that the infrastructure was old. They also knew that we didn't have enough air traffic controllers. Not just Newark, but period. That's why we were having incidents. Then when the Trump administration first came in, you seen all these airline issues that were going on, which signaled that there was a problem, and instead of dealing with the problem, they began blaming DEI and continued to lay people off instead of hiring people, fixing the infrastructure, so we won't have this emergency situation where we are now. So finally they've understood that this is a real problem, so now they're trying to address it, but it's not happening fast enough. But in the meantime, I would say they need to stop some of these planes from going off the ground. Yeah, you're going to be inconvenienced because you can't get as many flights as you could have got before. But safety is more important than anything else, that's right. I would say.
Now, I wanted to ask about the congresswoman that is also going against you in this race. They said that she has supported a lot of the things that Donald Trump has put to the table, and you've been very vocal about that. What are your thoughts on some of the things that she's trying to follow up with and that she's campaigning for?
Well, everybody in the primary now is progressive, right? But all of the progressive-leaning organizations endorse my candidacy. All of the progressive unions, all of the progressive organizations, from People's Organization Progress, 32BJ, Working Families, because I'm a real progressive. I'm not just playing one on TV. The reality is, here's a woman who supported the border wall, right? Who, supported $4 billion to go towards Trump's border wall, right? A person that voted against immigrants while she was the congressperson, right? Who is opposed to Immigrant Trust Act in New Jersey, that says that we have to not ask people their status, that our police can't cooperate with ICE, that we have to make sure immigrants get the same services as any other people or residents of the state of New Jersey. She is opposed to that and voted against things when she was the congressperson. So the reality is, I don't think that she's progressive at all.
So she's actually supposed to be coming up here, I think, this week. What's one question that you would think is the most important question that she should answer?
What's her plan for black and brown people? But more importantly, black women, right? Black women are the most committed and dedicated constituent that the Democratic Party has, and they're treated the worst in New Jersey or in this country. I mean, she's endorsed by the mainstream Democratic Party, but they have no plan for black people. They never did. They have no plan for Latinos. They never did. And they have no plan for working people. I mean, the Democratic Party is in charge of the state, and working people are struggling the most. We can't pay our bills. Our child care is too high, right? Insurance is too high. In fact, if you got the wrong credit score, you might not get no insurance, right? Your rent is too high. Your mortgage is too high. And we still giving tax breaks to billionaires in New Jersey and can't take care of working people. And you're supposed to be the party of working families, right? She should have an answer for those things.
Is running for governor hard when you still got to govern as mayor? And the reason I brought that up is because not everybody, but there were people saying that this was a publicity stunt when you got arrested. Like, you're just trying to drum up, attention for your campaign for governor. What do you say?
I got a lot of ways to drum up attention. Going to jail ain't one of them,
Yeah.
But ultimately, Like, look, I just came from the gym that day. You know, I was going to get a shake to go back to the office. My policy advisor reminded me that they were having a press conference. I went down there for that press conference to support my Congress people. Right? I didn't expect that they would do that. And honestly, you know, when they started threatening, I thought they was bluffing. Like, when I left the property, if I wanted to get arrested, I would have stayed on the property.
Right.
I actually left. Right, and 20 years ago, I would have took flight. You know, when they said they coming to arrest you, I would have been fences, cars, everything. You know, the reality of the matter is nowhere for me to go. Like, if they're going to arrest you, wherever I'm going to go, they're going to come. Like, so if you're going to do it, just do it now. And that's really what my sentiment was. Like, I don't believe you got it in you that this is not going to happen. This can't happen. This is when the congressman told me they coming to arrest you, I said, why? What did I do? I didn't do anything. That's exactly what my response was. What did I do? I wasn't like, oh, come arrest me. I was like, I didn't do anything. How are you going to arrest me? I'm not even on your property anymore. And they came out and did it anyway.
At any point, were you like afraid for your life? The fact that you were taken to a off-site factory
you ain't
like,
never seen before?
Yeah, like what was going
Absolutely.
through your mind? Like,
Absolutely. I mean, I guess when I'm a grown man now with family, so when you get arrested, all kind of things going through your head. Who picked my children up from school? Like, I got a meeting tonight. You know, all kind of stuff.
And you was
It's
hungry.
my door
You didn't even
open.
get your
That's
shake.
right. Did I leave my house door open? All kind of stuff is going through your head, like, you know, really fast. And they taking you somewhere you don't know. Fear gets in your heart, and you just pray that, you know, fear don't turn you into a coward.
There you go. Well, we appreciate you for joining us, and I'm sure, you know, you'll be back up here before the race actually happens. What date is that?
June
10th.
June 10th. That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Ras Baraka, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Loren be coming with straight facts.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on you.
The latest with Loren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
What was the latest?
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
Okay, guys, guess what?
Wait.
Sesame Street is coming to Netflix.
That's what's up. That's dope because they got all their funding cut, right? Didn't PBS get their funding cut? Swoop to Netflix. That was smart.
Yep. So Trump signed
I thought you was going to say something else. But go ahead.
What you thought I was going to say?
I don't know. Just something other than Sesame Street's coming to Netflix. Go ahead.
That's a big deal, though.
People are excited, and it is a big deal because of what Sesame Street represents and how, you know, the origin of Sesame Street and it being for underprivileged children, for them to learn and explore things. And Trump signing that executive order where he cut the funding for like the PBSs and things of that nature, where Netflix is going to have, not Netflix, Sesame Street wasn't going to be as supported to a certain extent because a percentage of their money comes from the federal funding. But Netflix came in and said, nope, not happening. So Sesame Street posted, we are excited to announce that all new Sesame Street is coming to Netflix worldwide, along with library episodes and new episodes. And they'll also premiere the same day on PBS stations and PBS Kids platforms in the U.S. It's going to preserve a 50-plus year relationship. So the support with Netflix, PBS, and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting serves as a unique public-private partnership to enable Sesame Street to continue to help children everywhere.
That's actually better for Sesame Street for them to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's mad people that watch Netflix nowadays. I mean, don't get me wrong, PBS is still PBS, but I don't think PBS got the power of Netflix.
My kids don't be on PBS. My kids have their own Netflix account where they can watch, you know, Netflix Kids. So
and a lot of
Sesame Street be having dope guests on there that people don't even be paying attention to.
Chris Brown was on there.
Chris Brown was on there.
SZA was on there.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chris Brown will be back on there, but yeah, he's
not no time.
He was on there.
But there were some people that brought up the fact that, you know, you do have to pay for Netflix, and some of the homes that Sesame Street targets may not be able to pay for that. They are still going to be releasing some things on their YouTube channel as well too, Sesame Street. But if you are watching the episodes on Netflix, you get an 11-minute story, which now allows for even more character-driven humor and heart, so it makes it a bit longer. So yeah, shout out to Sesame Street. And Elmo posted on LinkedIn when the executive order dropped that Trump signed that he was looking for a new job. So he good now. Elmo was good, for anybody that was wondering.
That's what's up, Elmo.
He was looking for a new job.
I know, that's right.
In other news, the Cannes Festival went down And a lot of people pulled up. I saw Denzel Washington. I saw Rihanna, A$AP Rocky. I saw Taraji P. Henson. A lot of people are there celebrating, the new movies and films that are coming. Mm-hmm. But there was an incident on the carpet where, and there's no audio to it, so I just have to talk you guys through it. But Denzel Washington was on the carpet. It seems like, photographers, how they're like yelling your name. He's having a conversation with like a photog or a media outlet, and one of them goes to grab him. And y'all know Denzel ain't going for none of that. Yeah, and they go to grab him, and he like snatches his hand back.
Hands off me.
Yeah, and it just you could tell that he was like he wasn't going at all.
He was I heard he was yelling stop.
It was a lot. It was a lot. But this happens all the time at the Cannes Festival. Is it Cannes or Cannes? Cannes at the Cannes Festival.
Oh, you know.
Cannes.
It's Cannes.
I
don't know in the head. Not about no Cannes.
That festival that I will be invited to. That happens a lot there.
I know that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Manifestation.
Period. That happens. Why you look at me like that?
I'm just
Anyway,
you can't go. You don't have to be invited.
No, I want to be invited to, premiere and celebrate my film.
Yes. Oh, you got your own film.
Oh, see, that's different. Yes. So you got to say the whole manifestation. You only gave us a little bit.
Because I didn't want you to crush my dreams.
I would never crush your dreams.
The way you look.
The only thing I talk down about when it comes to you is your wigs, but that's because I want you to be better. But you know what? The bob has been bobbing. The bob is cool. That
has been.
That little subtle thing.
That's
been
little
cool.
Subtle thing. You don't even know how to compliment.
No, that's the best hat you've been wearing.
The best hat I've been wearing.
That's a wig.
This is not a wig.
That is not a wig.
This is not a wig. This is
Mitchell and Ness. You're foul. You're foul.
Mitchell and Ness. Because you over there, you sitting over there built like a pencil sharpener, so you need to relax, okay?
Pencil sharpener.
Leave me alone. Round and short.
Oh, I know where the hole is.
Exactly. Leave me alone. I be letting you rock in here. You be thinking you working out for the summer. I don't say nothing about your body goals that ain't goaling.
That was
So
good.
let me have my goals.
Your arms look like Envy's arms when Envy was on that damn. Remember when Envy was on that video? We was like, your arms look just like that. You got borderline crackhead arms. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Wow.
She do.
Wow.
You got rehab arms.
Rehab arms.
She do.
You just mad because your arms do where the fans at. Don't be mad at me because your arms where the fans at. Leave me alone.
I'm just saying.
Ladies, continue on.
Anyway, yes. So,
I never heard rehab arms in my life. Never. No, let's go. What else?
So he had a little incident on the carpet, but yeah, that's where Kelly Rowland had her incident too. So it seems like that's what people.
Somebody else had a problem with their outfit yesterday, and they were trying to take a picture, and the security was moving them out the way.
I hate that.
Can't remember who that was.
What was Denzel mad about though? We don't know.
No,
you can't really hear it, but you see the guy grab him, and he's like,
get your hands off me.
Yeah, like whatever.
You shouldn't be able to grab nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was on the red carpet for the May 19th premiere of his film Highest to Lowest. So
that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
All them brothers look good on that carpet yesterday,
They
man.
did.
Denzel's suit was tailored. A$AP suit was tailored. Like they look very fly.
I love to see it. Yes. I did want to say that I'm back in court today, and today they're gonna go back into a testimony by one of Diddy's previous personal assistants. It's a white guy. His name is David. And he took the minute he took the stand, he was very emotional, and I'm like, this is going to be a very compelling testimony because it seems like he feels like he got to get some things off of his chest. So I'm actually
he's the prosecution's witness.
Yeah,
right?
He's a prosecution's witness. And they've already established a part of the RICO you keep mentioning with him, where he talks about just how hard he was working. He said that he was working almost 7 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, 20 plus hours a day, was making $70K a year. And
damn.
Yeah, and he said everybody in the courtroom said that too when they asked him how much he was making. And he said that like he went through what his day was like. What he was like, the first part of his day was he has to wake up before Diddy, and he would have to like set the mood that Diddy wakes up to. So like what the food is going to be like, what music or what TV he's watching. And I'm like, dang, to have somebody at your beck and call like that all day long, up from before you wake up to 5 o'clock in the morning. That's rich. Like, that's insane.
Crazy.
The crazy part is this is just week 2.
Yeah.
Did he talk about he had to set up the freak offs or no?
He hasn't. So he did say that he had
setting the mood sounds very.
Well, everything about Diddy is very like energy driven. So he did say that he had to go in advanced locations. So like he would go to different shows and things of that nature to make sure that things were set the way that Diddy liked it. So he had a lot of different writers for different places. They did briefly mention hotel rooms, but they didn't get into that yet. But one of the things he also talked about too was he had some conversations. He said he had 2 conversations with Cassie ever. One of them was about how crazy she thought the lifestyle was allegedly, and he was like, well, why don't you just get out? And she was telling him, she alleged like Diddy controlled everything, paid for her apartment, her car, her everything, so she didn't really understand. So I think he's gonna give a lot of insight into some things that we've been hearing as well too, from a person that's like completely unattached. He wasn't making it, completely unattached. So yeah.
Listen, all right, I just want to say, but before you go, because I know you got to get to court, it is a video that I saw yesterday. It was very disturbing. I know some people may have seen it, but it was a birthday video. Looked like, from a couple years ago. And Diddy is like happy. He's laying in the bed and he's like, happy birthday to me. And a guy is in the back like, ah! And it's like 4 different times.
Well, I ain't not even gonna call your ass in the court.
Video, and it's his birthday. No, it's the video.
How was
the guy yelling? Listen, I'm trying to tell you. It was the guy was like, like 4 times, and then Diddy look up like, oh, that's just whatever's happening. Like that's normal. These sounds are normal to him, and he was just like went on ahead with the video like, happy birthday to me, and the guy's in the back, oh my gosh, being torn apart, and you hear it, and he's like, ah. So I don't know if that guy will be testifying. Can we find out who that is?
That's the crazy part, man. We only on week 2. Wait till about week 4 or 5. That's when all the booty gonna hit the goddamn stand. That's what Charlamagne going.
Why did I start thinking about booty got cut?
No, I'm telling you. That's when all the booty gonna start hitting the stand.
You would tell me if you were subpoenaed. You would tell me before
y'all never saw the video.
I have. Don't embarrass me like that. Like I need to know before you pull up.
It was Diddy's birthday.
There's some things in life you ain't never got to worry about, and that's one of them.
That man was in it. I'm concerned for that man.
And that is the latest with Loren. I just want to let you know that the picture that Charlamagne posted is a lie. It's a fake. Just so y'all know, it's a fake. It's not a real picture.
They said you went for free, Envy.
No, shut up.
They said you went in exchange for a mixtape. Just like R. Kelly.
See, the video is popping up on... All right, we'll be right back after this, y'all.
All right, let's go to the People's Choice Mixes, the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, salute to Ras Baraka for joining us this morning.
Salute to Mayor Ras Baraka running for governor of New Jersey, man. Glad your charges got dropped, brother.
Mm-hmm. And also the icons, Kurtis Blow and Chuck D.
Hey.
Let me tell you something. I learned a lot from that conversation. The full conversation is like an hour and a half, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, hour and a half. And I mean, I feel like that's appropriate when you got, 2 icons like Chuck D and Kurtis Blow. Like we would not be here. Hip hop would not be what it is today if it wasn't for guys like Kurtis Blow and Chuck D.
That's right. Well, salute to those brothers.
And also salute to the icon living Dawn Staley, man. Her new book, Uncommon Favor, is out today. Okay, basketball, North Philly, my mother, and the life lessons I learned from all 3, man. This has been a process, but I'm glad it got done. Everything happens when God wants it to happen, and Uncommon Favor is in bookstores today, everywhere you buy books today. So go get your copy. Salute to the icon living Dawn Staley.
All right.
And y'all, make sure y'all get y'all tickets for the 2 shows I got this weekend. I'll be in Mashantucket, Connecticut at Foxwoods Casino this Friday. The show starts at 8 p.m. The doors open at 7 p.m. And then the next day, I'm skipping over to Boston, Massachusetts. I'll be at the Wilbur Theater. Get your tickets at JessHilarious.official.com for both of those shows. Can't wait to get there. Connecticut and Massachusetts.
That's right. There's no work on Monday, so make sure you get on out. It's a 3-day weekend, so get out there in Connecticut and Boston and go support.
Have mercy.
What's that?
I'm happy it's a 3-day weekend.
Oh.
Yes, right?
Yeah, I'm going to St. Martin, actually. I'll be in St. Martin for the Soul Beach Festival that they're usually doing in Aruba with Sinbad and Sinbad's brother. They're doing each and every year. I go out there with them, and I think they have Coco Jones performing, a bunch of performers. Last year they had Mariah Carey. The year before that they had Mary. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
Did Mary sing?
Yeah.
Amazing. Good. Amazing.
Hold our microphone.
Let us sing.
No,
she let everybody else sing. All right, cool. But tell Sinbad I love him, bro. I ain't seen him since I've been on the set with him, of real. So
definitely,
yes,
I let him know. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do, man. This one comes from the great Les Brown. Salute to Les Brown. Les Brown once said, "In every day there are 1,440 minutes." That means we have 1,440 daily opportunities to make a positive impact. Have a blessed day.
Breakfast Club, bitches.
Y'all finished or y'all done?